Let's go now up to the governor in Hartford as he walks to the podium.
Nice to see everybody. It's been a while. Here we are dealing with yet another storm. A couple of things to update folks with. We had in the course of this storm, we had about 1,900 calls for service to the state troopers. We had approximately 172 accidents. Accidents with injuries, 7, no fatalities, motorist assists, primarily to redirect a car after a spin out, were about 452. I just had an opportunity to review the screens of all of our major roads. We're in pretty good shape. As I came out here, I could see blacktop on all screens where we have cameras. People are getting to work. Commerce is being restored. This storm was a particularly difficult one. It was supposed to be about 100 miles off. It ended up 50 miles off. So instead of 5 to 12, in most places we got 12 to 17, 12 to 18 inches. It was messy out there, but I think people responded well. Very happy with the response over a 24-hour, greater than a 24-hour period of time from the DOT folks. They responded well. The center has been open since yesterday. It will remain open through the rush hour tonight to handle any issues or problems that might come up. There are some notes that I want to make to the citizens of Connecticut. First of all, thank you for your cooperation this morning. Secondly, if you have a side vented heating system, hot water system, please, sometime today, go out and make sure that vent is not obstructed in any way. We don't want to see any sickness, illness, or death as a result of these facilities becoming backed up. Number 2, if you have a roof, particularly if you have a flat roof on any portion of your house, now is the time. It's warming up a little bit. It's above freezing in many parts of the state. Get up there and remove as much of that snow as you can. Obviously, you don't want to hit the roof itself, so you want to take this stuff off in layers and get it off. It's particularly important that if you're aware of any vents, water drainage vents on your flat roof, that those vents remain clear so that they can actually do their job. We have in portions of our state, not necessarily on any roofs at the moment, but as much as 8 inches of precipitation in frozen form. And many of these roofs, we have 2 inches, of the equivalent of 2 inches of precipitation in frozen form. So let's try to get as much of that off. Maybe we might have more, actually, as it has become compacted. A couple of other final notes. CL&P reports about 1,000 outages as of the moment. That's gone up and down and slid around all morning, but it never got to anywhere near the levels that we had in our first major storm of the year. Secondly, UI has only about 13. And final point, it's going to get warm today. Down in the Stanford area, it's already about 35 degrees. That temperature is going to warm up. It's going to get cold again tonight. That means black ice tonight, tomorrow, and for the foreseeable future at nighttime, because we are going to have sub-zero, sub-freezing temperatures and all of the next few nights. And so we really need people to be aware of black ice. As the piles of snow melt, that does not freeze. So if the pile warms up enough to melt, it'll melt for 3-4 hours even after the temperatures go down. That drains onto the road, and you end up with black ice situation. Final point, then I'll take some questions. We have a lot of snow out there. To the citizens, if you can move it now while it's warm and before it hardens, please do. In your driveways, around the fire hydrants, or anywhere else you can. There's no reason to believe that this weather system that we've been in since December 27th is likely to change at any time in the next couple of weeks, which is another way of saying we might as well count on receiving additional snow. Acting on this stuff before it becomes rock solid is a good idea. With that, I'll take a few questions.
Governor, how do you think your request that the truckers stay off the roads worked, and how did you notify them besides on radio and television?
Well, we reached out to their association. They started talking to one another, as truckers do. We didn't have, lacking the advance notice that we had in the other storm, I don't think we had as good a compliance. But once we got that notice out, people stopped getting on the highway, which actually assisted us in recovering activity pretty
I saw trucks
quickly.
parked on city streets.
Yep, we did. We opened up some other areas for them to pull off. It was hard to get the truckers who were on the road off, but we certainly held people back, and I said that we'd get the roads back by 10 o'clock, and we did.
Now, is Connecticut Transit back? Are the buses back all up and running in all cities?
They were supposed to be up and running by 11:30 in all cities. They were actually running in some cities at 8:30 this morning. I think Stamford and Norwalk had recovered by 8:30.
The thing is, I saw an awful lot of people who have to go to work. They could be healthcare workers, what have you. They had to walk to work. Is it really wise to cancel the buses?
Yes, it is, because if those buses get caught in the middle of intersections, then you're just going to tie up all of the streets. You tie
Is
up
that a lesson from the last storm?
That was a lesson that I learned watching New York City. What happens is you get a major blockage in a road. Not only can you not plow around it, but traffic can't get around it. And then you're putting ambulances and fire apparatus in danger of not responding. And that's really what you saw in New York City. I watched it. I don't know, you probably have all heard this story. We were sitting around during the last big storm, and I was starting to hear that we had buses stuck in Hartford, and I asked the Adjutant General to respond to that, and he put crews of people. We moved those buses relatively quickly, and I think it made a big difference in our recovery in Hartford during that storm. No, they're on now. They're back. We have cleared, I think, everybody to get back on their routes. But I want to emphasize that we had some of those routes recovered as early as 8:30 this morning.
They're all up as of 11:30.
The best of my information, that call goes back. We did a call that to the best of my knowledge, we had never done before, right? And that was to have a call around with all of the operators of those bus services. What did we do that about 8 o'clock this morning? Yeah, we had the 6 major towns with bus service, and we got them all on, and we let them tell us when they thought they could get up and running and when the streets would be, and we had representatives of the cities telling us when they thought recovery would be had.
Metro North is remaining on a weekend schedule.
Yes, they are, and I think they're just running diesel equipment at the moment. At least that's my information as of about an hour ago. But listen, let's be honest. If they didn't have any service, so there aren't a lot of people waiting in New York to get out here, and so I think they made probably the wise choice. The other thing is they need to be going up and down those tracks to make sure that they're ready to handle a regular load tomorrow morning.
What have you heard from Bradley?
Bradley was open. To the best of my knowledge, Bradley never closed. We had one early morning. No, never closed. We had an early morning landing. A lot of flights were canceled, but Bradley has stayed open.
What about flooding?